Tammy and myself, my wife, we've pastored the same church here in the Tallahassee area well over 40 years. And we are part of an organization called the Open Bible Churches. Our headquarters is in Des Moines, Iowa. We are part of the Azusa Street Revival of that descendants. And God brought me into the Open Bible Churches. Literally just walked into a church one day. There's a story behind that, and you can read all about that in my book, Dreams and Visions and Stories of Faith. I became a part of the Open Bible organization, and God has, I believe, used me. I've been involved in youth ministry with the Southeast region through many, many years. I've run many camps, conferences, do all of those wonderful things. But they put out a book, and actually there's two books. One is called Heritage and Horizons, and that's the history of the movement from the beginning. And then they picked up from there in the 90s with another book. And this is called A Heart for the Harvest. And I've been reading the book, and I've read about people who have come before me as a part of the movement. And then as I'm reading through the book, I come to the part to where I experienced many of the things that are written in the book. I was there. I was part of a lot of those things. But I look at those who is listed in this book as men and women who I knew, who have now gone to heaven. And I see the impact of their lives as it affected the movement and as it has affected me. And then I think about myself. And I'm getting up in age now. And there are people behind me who are coming along. And I realize the impact of the things that I do and how they're going to affect people who are watching, because I'm in leadership, and I'm involved in events that I'm running and organizing, and I know that people are watching me. Now, I'm not talking about people who are just standing around and they got nothing else to do but watch Pastor King. No, casual observance. They see my life, they see my testimony, and I realize that there are going to be people who will do things because they saw me do it. But now, take the flip side of that. I remember when I was at youth camp as a kid, and loved youth camp, and still involved in youth camp. And I became a counselor at that same youth camp. And so late at night, the counselors went to this little room that I was never allowed to go in as a camper. And the counselors were just sitting around just talking, and I realized that I'm not comfortable in this setting because I've never been in this room before. And some of the things that were being said in that room made me feel very uncomfortable. I began to realize how important the words that we say, our actions, they have such an impact on generations to come. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.